Alright guys, do not forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And do not forget to thumbs the video up if you enjoyed it. So, Deontay Wilder has finally admitted that if Eddie Hearn doesn't give him exactly what he's asking for, then he's not going to be facing Anthony Joshua. I came across this little article that they were asking Deontay Wilder about, the Anthony Joshua fight. And he says that it's simple. He wants a deal right down the line. He wants to get exactly what Anthony Joshua will basically receive. Exactly half. He says if he doesn't get that, he's not going to be fighting Anthony Joshua. And he's just going to move on with his career. Right? He's just going to move on. He's not going to sit there and cry about it. He's just going to move on and just keep defending his belt. So, basically, if Eddie Hearn never offers him exactly or gives him exactly what he wants, he doesn't care if he ever fights Anthony Joshua. He says, people like to say that Joshua has more belts, so therefore he deserves the higher percentage of the purse, but he looks at it like he doesn't see it like that. He feels like he's fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world. There should be just one champion, and he doesn't care that AJ basically has a bigger fan base. AJ's a bigger draw. He doesn't care if AJ has more belts. He feels that he deserves the 50-50 split. So he's basically admitting that he doesn't really care if he would accept not ever facing Anthony Joshua if Eddie Hearn doesn't give him that 50-50 split. Now, this just kind of annoys me because if Eddie Hearn continues to tell Deontay Wilder that, listen, I'll give you that 60-40 split, because that's a very generous offer, and I believe that's a good offer. But if Eddie Hearn keeps doing that, then Deontay Wilder, knowing Deontay Wilder, he probably will stick to what he said. And he probably will never fight Anthony Joshua. And he'll probably be happy with that, right? Because I've always felt that Deontay Wilder was a guy that he really doesn't care about legacy, or he really doesn't care what boxing fans think about him. Because he sees that boxing fans trashed his resume, especially early on in his career. So I feel like he doesn't care. I think in his mind, he feels like no matter what I do, I'm going to get criticized. So even if I fight Anthony Joshua, I'll get criticized. So that's why I don't even think he cares about facing Anthony Joshua. I wish that Deontay Wilder had the mindset where he could be, he thinks about legacy purposes. He could be like, you know what? I'll accept any money that Eddie Hearn's offering me just because for the fans, because he's not thinking about the fans. He's thinking more about the money, right? Because I wish like he was more of a people's champion, where he'll be thinking, you know what, the fans really want to see me face Anthony Joshua. His fans really want to see him face Anthony Joshua. They really believe he could beat Anthony Joshua. They are going around, defending Wilder, saying that it's Anthony Joshua's fault. He's the ducker. He's afraid. This is the reason this fight's not happening, because AJ. But Deontay Wilder right now is saying that he won't fight AJ at all if Eddie Hearn doesn't give him exactly what he wants. I just wish like he was a people's champion, where he'll be like, you know what, I'll just take whatever percentage that Eddie Hearn has to offer, and I'll fight AJ for my fans, the people, for boxing, because this is a fight that boxing wants to see. So I'll fight AJ because this is a fight that needs to happen, even if I'm not happy with the money I'm receiving, because I know that if I beat AJ, I'll get quadruple. And even if I don't beat AJ, if this ends up being a good fight, an entertaining fight, that's going to be a great thing for boxing. That's going to be a great thing for the heavyweight division. And maybe depending on how he does against AJ, even if he lost against him, it would earn him, people will start demanding a rematch, right? Because sometimes fights are, sometimes the fighter loses against a dude, but the fight was so competitive that people want a rematch. They're like, man, let me get let's see a rematch. Kind of like when Canelo Alvarez fought Gennady Golovkin, or Sean Porter fought Keith Thurman. After those fights happened, people were demanding a rematch. If Vladimir Klitschko versus Anthony Joshua, they were demanding a rematch because it was so competitive, even though the guy lost, right? I just wish Deontay Wilder would think like that. He'll be like, even if I lose against AJ, at least I attempted it. At least this will be depending on how I perform against AJ, it would be a good thing for boxing, and it could even grant me a rematch because the boxing fans will want to demand it depending on how I do perform. Or better yet, if I beat AJ, obviously in the rematch he'll get so much more money. But I feel like Deontay Wilder's just content, and I feel like he's always been content with just being a one belt title holder. And for him to say that if Eddie Hearn doesn't give me exactly down the middle exactly what I want, then I'm never going to face Anthony Joshua, then that just confirms to me that he's probably never going to fight Anthony Joshua, because if Eddie Hearn keeps not going around and giving him what he wants, then he's probably going to be a man of his word and just not face him. And that's just some bullshit, because this is a fight that needs to happen. I don't want this to be Riddick Bowe versus Lennox Lewis, where these guys never fight. These guys need to fight. These guys are in the same generation. They need to fight. And Deontay Wilder is a diva, and he just keeps making it. This whole thing about him deserving one shot, one 50-50 split is the reason why this fight's not popping off. And then imagine if he loses. If he loses that WBC belt, it's over. Because then Eddie Hearn's definitely not going to give him a 50-50, purse split. So the more he goes on and just keeps defending his belt, and defending his belt because he's a diva and he doesn't want to accept whatever Eddie Hearn is giving him, whatever offer he's offering him, the more he just goes on and ignores it and moves on with his career and defends against these other heavyweights, he's at risk of losing himself. And if he ends up losing, then it's gonna be even worse, because Eddie Hearn's not gonna offer him, obviously, because he's not a champion anymore. And then for sure, Deontay Wilder won't fight Anthony Joshua. It's just Deontay Wilder. When it comes to Anthony Joshua, this is the only fighter where he's demanding a 50-50 split, right? No, every other fighter he fights, he's okay with the offer, no problems, nothing. But when it comes to Anthony Joshua, it just seems so difficult for Wilder to accept any offer. Right? And it just goes to show you how much respect he has for Anthony Joshua, because that, in my opinion, that just shows me that he knows that's a difficult fight for him. He knows he might lose against AJ, so he's just trying to milk it. But like, at the same time, I just feel like he just doesn't care. Like, he has his fans begging, saying that he could beat AJ, but he's not like coming to my channel and shit, going saying, "Oh, AJ's responsible." But bro, AJ's not going around saying, "Listen, if you don't give me exactly what I want, I'm not going to be facing Deontay Wilder." The only one who's saying that is Deontay Wilder. So I really hope that Deontay Wilder just accepts the deal that Eddie Hearn offers him, because it just seems like Deontay Wilder is just set on that. His mindset is just, you know what, give me exactly what I'm asking for, or else this fight won't happen, and I don't care if the boxing fans are mad at me. So either Eddie Hearn has to give him exactly what he wants, or hopefully Deontay Wilder, comes to his senses and just realizes that, this is for boxing fans. His fans, hardcore fans, want to see him beat AJ. This will be a great thing for boxing. This is a fight that needs to happen in boxing, and stop being this greedy fighter, because that's what he is. He's trying to be as greedy as he possibly can and just trying to milk it. I really hope that Deontay Wilder comes to his senses, man. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video, thumbs the video up. I do appreciate that, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.